if you're already dealing with it, how to overcome it. It will definitely feel like a major accomplishment to me. Hello there, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you're returning, thanks for being part of the family, and thank you so much for the support. You know I love you. If you are here today, then you quite possibly have questions about fibroids. If you watched my previous video, you know I was diagnosed with fibroids. That was about 7 months ago. So on today's video, I would like to discuss what fibroids are, how they affect us, what are the effects, how do they come about, and basically, are there any preventative methods? And we will go deeper and deeper into this as we progress in this channel. Now, if you are new here, this channel is all about health, wealth, luxury, lifestyle, and travel. I wanted to focus on this because fibroids does affect such a huge population of women, and because it's known as normal or common, there's not a lot of discussions about it. And I really would like to talk about it because it has taken such a toll on my friends and family's lives, and the results and responses that we get when we are diagnosed with it is not necessarily the best. So without further ado, let's jump right into the gist of it. Let's talk about fibroids. So what are fibroids? Fibroids are uterine cysts or growth tissues that develop within their uterus during a woman's childbearing years. These growth tissues can be anywhere from a bean size all the way to the size of a large fetus. I know, very scary. What's crazier is fibroids affect 70 to 80% of women all around the world. And because more often than not, a lot of women do not experience symptoms, it is highly disregarded. However, those women who do experience symptoms deal with an immense amount of pain, discomfort, and just an ongoing frustrating situation. Based on my last research, 200,000 cases of fibroids are reported every year. That's insane considering that only a small number of women really do experience symptoms. So you should know and understand how impactful this is on our everyday lives. And because fibroids aren't cancerous, not a lot of attention is being shone on it. So let's do that. Let's share some light on what this is and how it affects us. Some of the symptoms of fibroids are severe menstrual cramps, as well as a significantly heavier flow during your period. You also have significant back pain and discomfort, increased amounts of bathroom visits when it comes to number one, and decrease in discomfort when it comes to number two. So it makes stooling a lot more difficult and painful. And urination becomes also very painful, but a lot more frequent than usual. A lot of women also experience significant weight gain that is usually uncontrollable because there are cysts growing in your stomach, and those weight gains are usually very unflattering because it shows itself in the stomach area. A lot of women also deal with the inability to conceive, that is to get pregnant or give birth. So we see the significance of fibroids on the life of women who do experience these severe symptoms. Now, what causes fibroids? I'm guessing you are asking. The cause of fibroids have not been 100% determined, but as researchers have gone along to inquire what this demon cysts are, what they have come up with is, it has a lot to do with history in the family. So it could more than likely be hereditary or genetically transferred. It also has a lot to do with obesity, and diet is also a significant and most talked about reason for developing fibroids. So that brings us to why we need to address this, especially if there is a preventative method. Because, like I said, this condition is so seemingly harmless to most medical practitioners, it's significantly overlooked. However, with all of those symptoms that we have discussed, how do we go about preventing fibroids or dealing with them? One thing, you definitely want to get checked out and make sure that if you do have this, it is not genetically transferred. For me, in my case, it is seemingly genetically transferred, as a lot of the women in my family do deal with the issue that is fibroids. And when I was diagnosed, mine was already shrinking, which is excellent news for me. However, my mother and my sister also dealt with these issues, and my sister was told that she had to get surgery, and my mother also had to get surgery. So a lot of people did ask me how mine was, like, what was the word she used? Deteriorating or shrinking. And I believe that, during the time that it was discovered was when I had recently started my health routine and my journey to a healthier body and a healthier diet. At one point, I was a pescatarian for about 4 years. And then I started going back to, the regular everyday unmonitored eating. And what that included was a lot of meat and a lot of carbs. And so within the time period between 2018 and 2020, I had gained so much weight. It was absolutely unbelievable. However, I didn't really feel any discomfort, and nothing propelled me to want to slow down and maybe monitor my diet, my food, my exercise, anything like that. I was just like living it up. So in about 2020, towards the end of 2020, I started to monitor what I ate more, and I started working with the company called doTERRA. They specialize in essential oils, but they are health advocates, and so I became a health advocate. Along that line, I started understanding, my body more, what things to ingest and how to help my body to heal itself. So I started using more essential oils, topical. I ingested some of them, and it really did help me with managing my appetite, with digestion, with so many things. And so I wasn't really surprised when they told me that my fibroids were shrinking on its own, because I had been putting in the work. So that brings me to how we can go about dealing with fibroids. There are so many ways to treat fibroids. A lot of doctors would recommend surgery, but if you go to nutritionalists or dietitians or women who have dealt with fibroids without having to go through surgery, they simply tell you their biggest advice is to check and adjust your diet. And so what that means is to try to remove or reduce certain things out of your diet. One major thing is carbs. Fibroids do feed off of the fats that you put in your body and the carbs. The more you put those things in your body, it kind of becomes a beneficiary factor to the fibroids. And so knowing, understanding, and adjusting your diet accordingly is going to be significant in your recovery. Like I said, I did want to talk about what fibroids are, how they affect women, and how we can live or deal with it. Over the next couple of weeks, I will like to talk more about what to do to prevent fibroids from basically taking over your lives. First off, if you feel like you have this as a hereditary problem in your family, you definitely want to go and get yourself checked. If it is very small, most doctors will tell you there is no need to go in for surgery. However, how you can prevent it from growing to the point where you have to have surgeries are those types of things that I would like to be covering on this channel in the next coming weeks. How to eat, how to work out, how to keep your body moving, how to detox your body in order to shrink the fibroids and to reduce your discomfort. So I am super excited that I was able to sit here and just basically break down the nitty-gritties of fibroids. But like I said before, I'm super duper excited to be able to share what I've been doing so far, what I believe has helped me, and what I think will help other young women out there. I really hope this information has shed some light on what fibroids are, and I do hope that you visit us the next time we are discussing this topic here, that are uterine cysts, and I will be disclosing what I do to basically keep these bad boys shrunk to a very insignificant size that is not ridiculously impactful on my life. Well, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by, listening to me, joining the conversation. I do encourage you to leave comments, questions, concerns below. This should be a very interactive topic because we all need the help. So if you guys feel the need to give your comments, please leave them below. If you have any suggestions, we welcome them wholeheartedly. Outside of that, it's been such a pleasure talking to you today. I will see you on the next one. Have a phenomenal day. Bye.